Hey guys, and welcome to Line of Best Fit. So last time we were looking at scatter plots and we were just saying if it was positive or negative and if it had a strong or weak relationship. Well, today we are actually going to be drawing lines, linear lines that will go through the data that best fit it. Okay? All right. So, line of best fit is a line drawn on a scatter plot that is close to most of the data points. And it can be used to estimate data. Okay? So, we like to estimate data because if we only have a couple of years worth of data, and if we want like the next 5 years, we can estimate it using the line of best fit. Alrighty? So, the very first thing we're going to do is try to identify which line of best fit is the best one. Okay? So the graph below shows the relationship between minutes spent studying and the test scores for a math class. Which line best represents the data? We're going to graph each line to justify our answer. Okay? So remember, when we graph, we have y equals mx plus b, where b is our initial, our y-intercept, and our m is our slope. Alrighty? So, for line A, I'm going to use this green color, and I'm going to start at 50, okay? And then remember, slope is rise over run. So I'm going to go up 2 to the right 3. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And then 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay. So that is going to be line A. Alrighty. Line B, I'm going to use this purple color. And I'm going to start at 50 again. Okay. And this time I'm going to go up 3 and to the right 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And that's line B. Let me also put B. And I'll also put A here. And then C is going to be orange. And I'm going to start at 55 this time. I'm going to go up 2 to the right 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And then finally D is going to be this red color. And I'm going to start at 55. And I'm going to go up 3 to the right 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And that was line D. Alright, so based on the lines we have drawn, which one do you think best fits our data? Which one goes through the most points? Okay, well, A is not bad. Okay, B is absolutely bonkers. D is absolutely bonkers. C is actually the best choice because it goes through the most points. It goes through 3 of them. But it also is closer to all of these points than any other line. Okay, so that's why our answer is going to be C. Alrighty, so if we are not given a multiple choice question that asks for a line, then we need to find it ourselves. So we are going to draw a line that is close to the most data points. It should split the data. And then we're going to find the slope between any 2 points on our line. We're going to use the slope formula. And if you forgot the slope formula, that's going to be y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 equals our m. Okay? And we should have our starting point, because remember our b, because remember that is going to be our y-intercept. Okay? Identify the y-intercept where the line intersects the y-axis. And we're going to write the equation in slope-intercept form, where m is the slope and b is the y-intercept. Okay? So the very first thing when we're given a problem and we need to write the equation is identify your y-intercept. Okay? So this starts at, let's see, 4, and then, hold on. It says that that's 7, but I don't see how. Okay, I see. It goes by wonky numbers. This is going by, so we go from 10 to 6, that must be 13. So this is 13, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Yep, this goes by 3s. Well, that is wonky. Okay. And then 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Sorry, I think my hand was in the way. So, in order to find our y-intercept, we had to find the scale, and it goes by 6s, which means that from 4 to this dot, you add 3. From this dot to this one, 3, 3, 3. So our b is going to be 7, okay? Which means that we are going to have a point 0, 7. Okie doke. And now we are going to draw a line of best fit, and you will want to use a ruler. I unfortunately do not have one at my house. If you don't have one at your house, that's okay too. I'm going to kind of guesstimate and draw as best as I can. That's pretty good. All right. So I'm going to use the point 0, 7, and I think 7, 18 is a good point. I'm using this one right here. Okay. Alrighty. So now for our slope-intercept, our slope formula, y2, so that's going to be 18 minus y1, 7, divided by x2 minus x1. 18 minus 7 will give me 11. 7 minus 0 will give me 7. So this is our slope. And we already have our b. So remember, we are looking at the y equals mx plus b. So we have y equals m, which is 11 over 7, x plus our b is 7. And that's our answer. Okay, so to estimate the weight of a baby that is 12 months old, we are just going to substitute in 12 for our x. So y equals 11 over 7 times 12 plus 7. And that's going to give us approximately 26 pounds. Alrighty? Because our graph shows the ages and weights of 12 babies. Alrighty. Where ages in months, weighs in pounds. Okie dokie. Let's try the next one. Okay. So Beth started a new bank account. The graph below shows the monthly balance of the account in the first year. So the very first thing we need to do is write the equation for the line of best fit. So we need to identify our y-intercept. Okay? Our y-intercept is going to be right here. So our b is 350, which means we have a point 0, 350. Right? I am going to attempt to draw the line of best fit. Something like that, I think. And I'm going to use this point right here, I think. Actually, I'm going to use this point. I'm sorry, I lied. I'm using this point. It looks a little bit easier to do. Alright, so that is going to be 7, 470. Okay. Alright, and then we're going to do our y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. So that's going to be 470 minus 350, all divided by 7 minus 0. 470 minus 350 will give us 120 divided by 7. Okay. And so then, that's our slope. And our b is 350. So y equals 120 divided by 7x plus 350. And then we need to estimate the balance of the account after 2 years. Please notice that we're in months, okay? So how many months are in a year? There's 12. So how many in 2 years? 24. So that's what we need to put in for our x. So 120 divided by 7 times 24 plus 350 will give us approximately $761.43. Alrighty. So how about you guys try number 3? Okie doke. And I'm going to move on to number 4, where we kind of put it all together. Alright. So for number 4, we are given our table, we're given a blank graph, and then we have our 2 questions. So the first thing we need to do is make a scatter plot. And it shows Nick's weight each week into his diet. Alright. So I'm going to go by ones. And remember, these are weeks. And then for our weight, I'm going to start right here at 200. And then I think I'm going to go by, I think I'm going to go by 5s. So 200, 205, 210, 215, 220, 225, 230, 240, whoops, 235, 240, 245, 250, and 255. Alright, so it does not tell us exactly what his starting weight was, which, not wonderful, but not horrible, okay? We will just have to estimate it. Alright, so for week 1, he was 238. 238, which is about right here. And week 2, he was 235. And week 3, he was 233. And week 4, he was 231. And week 5, he was 228. And week 6, 227. And week 7, 225. Week 8, 222. Week 9, 220. Week 10, 217. That is a massive weight loss, but good for him. Alrighty. So we are going to draw our line of best fit. This one is relatively easy. Okay. Because, you know, single line. Alrighty. So our starting point is going to be 0, 240. And then, hey, look, we have all of these points that we could choose from. All right. I have been using 7, so I'm going to continue to use 7 as my x value. So 225. Alrighty. So y2 minus y1, so that's going to be 225 minus 240 divided by x2 minus x1, 7 minus 0, 225 minus 240, let's see, that is going to give me some number, hold on, I thought I could do math, my batteries are low, 225 minus 240 will give me negative 15 over 7. Okay. And then our b is 240, so y is going to equal negative 15 over 7, x plus 240. You might get an answer a little bit different from mine if you choose a different point. You might get negative 2, you'll be somewhere around negative 2 for your slope, and that is perfectly fine. Okay, so now we're going to estimate Nick's weight after 24 weeks. Okay, and since we're in weeks, we're just going to substitute in 24. Alrighty, and so if you have a calculator like mine, you would do negative 15 times 24, and then you're going to divide by 7. Whoa. And then add 240. And that's going to give us approximately 188 pounds. He lost a lot of weight. Hopefully he did it the healthy way. Alright guys, a nice short video for y'all, and good luck.